Hello and welcome to Advent Adventures. Today is Monday, December 5th, and it's the second week of Advent, going along strong. Today, the Gospel of Luke. It's a beautiful story where Jesus is in the temple, and some men, bring their friend, who cannot walk, and he's on a stretcher, and they lower him down through the roof. And I just want to read this to you. It says, "And some men brought on a stretcher a man who was paralyzed. They were trying to bring him in and set him in his presence. But not finding a way to bring him in because of the crowd, they went up on the roof and they lowered him on the stretcher through the tiles into the middle and the front of Jesus. When Jesus saw their faith, he said, 'As for you, your sins are forgiven. I say to you, rise up, pick up your stretcher, and go home.'" What a beautiful expression of faith. What a beautiful expression of friendship and how these men believed so much in what Jesus could do. But I want to offer you just a different perspective, not so much on that, but in our lives. I look at this story and I think sometimes for me, it'd be a lot easier for me to say, "Your sins are forgiven," rather than "get up and walk." Imagine, a person comes to me and they pour their heart out to me about, something going on in their life, just a challenge or a failure that's happening, a struggle. And, I listen to them and then I say, "I'll pray for you." And that's it. Of course, the prayer is important, and I think that's important to convey that message. But I can tell you that it's a lot more convenient to say, "I'll pray for you," than to figure out a way to really help them. Just to assure them of my prayers, that's the easy thing to do. But helping them to get up and walk, that's a challenge. That is a little bit harder, but I think in some sense that's what we're called to do. I think each day of this Advent journey, that's what we're thinking, that's what we should be thinking about. Yes, pray for others. That's the simplest thing that we can do. And we need to do that because I think when our prayers are joined together, those prayers are made stronger. But we need to offer ourselves the challenge to say, how can I help also? Let's step outside of our comfort zone. St. James, he says, "If a brother or sister is naked and lacks daily food, and one of you says to them, 'Go in peace, keep warm and eat your fill,' and yet you do not supply their bodily needs, what is the good of that?" Now, the challenge is to go a step further and to say, "I will pray, but how can I help also?" I know it's not easy, but like I said, in following Christ, it's about stepping out of our comfort zone and trying to be Christ to others. Remember, we are the hands and feet of Jesus here in this world, in our lives. Continue your Advent adventure.